Hi babes, it's your girl Tife. I hope you are all doing well, and if you are new here, you're welcome to my channel. Today's video is a dark skin makeup tutorial which is beginners friendly and also very detailed. So let's get right into the process of this look. The first thing I'm going to be using is a moisturizer. Moisturizer is very essential in makeup. You need to have a moisturizer. If you have a moisturizer that you use for your daily skincare routine, you can use that, but if you don't, you need to get a moisturizer. So the moisturizer I'm going to be using today is the Metics Moisture Bomb. This moisturizer is water based and it is suitable for all skin types. To apply, you can use a flat brush and you can also make use of your hands. So make sure it gets to all corners of the face while applying. Then after I'm done applying it to all corners of the face, I go on to apply the same moisture underneath the eyes. I do this because the under eye needs to be moisturized properly. So the next thing I'm going to be using is my primer. Primer stands as a barrier between your skin and the makeup. You need to use a primer so that you won't damage your skin. I have an oily skin, so I need to use a mattifying primer. That is a primer that is going to control the oils I have on my face. The primer I used is the Adventure Primer. So I'm going to be applying this majorly on my T-zone areas because those are the areas where I sweat a lot. I will also apply primer on the other areas of the face, but I like to focus more on the T-zone areas. So do not forget that you need to allow this product to sink into the skin before you move on to the next step. It is very important. I moisturize my lips with the Vaseline moisturizer and then we move on to foundation. The foundation I'm going to be using today is the Sylviamak foundation in the shade Butternut and Black Coffee. A mixture of the two shades gives me my perfect shade. Getting your perfect shade is the goal in selecting foundation. You can see how the foundation matches with my skin and it does not even look like I'm applying anything on my skin. That is how your foundation should look when you apply it on your skin. You can either apply using a brush or a beauty blender. Also make sure you blend it below your jawline. Don't just leave it standing there and forming a line. You can see how it matches with my skin and also give me a seamless finish. Moving on to the next, which is concealer. I'm going to be using the Adventure Concealer in color 7 to brighten up the face a little. Gone are the days where we apply too much concealer. Just apply a little concealer and you're good to go. And if you should notice, I didn't apply foundation underneath the eye because applying too much product underneath the eyes will cause creasing. So you need to reduce the amount of product you apply underneath the eyes. Also make sure you do not drag product on the skin. Just tap and it is going to blend out. Then I moved on to apply my blush. I used the Ceendies lip and cheek palette for this. Where is blush applied? Blush is applied on the cheekbone. To apply, you just tap it on the skin with a brush and then you blend with the bottom of your beauty blender. Make sure you do not pack too much product at once on the skin. Blend one first before taking another. If you notice that you still need to apply more. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe, and also click on the bell button below so that you'll never miss any of my future videos. So the next thing is to apply powder on the highlighted areas. We are going to apply a powder that is 2 shades lighter than my skin tone on the highlighted areas and a powder that is my perfect shade on the other areas of the face. I'm using the Becharm ageless powder, and to apply you can either make use of a beauty blender, a brush or a powder puff. I'm making use of a powder puff. So you have to apply powder to all the highlighted areas. Normally I'm supposed to apply concealer on my forehead, but for me I don't like applying concealer or light colors on my forehead. All I just do is to apply foundation and then a powder of my perfect shade on my forehead. Then you need to make use of a fluffy brush to apply powder to other areas of the face using a powder that is your perfect shade. Do not worry, all the products I used will be listed in the description box below. Then I did my contour using a powder shade that is 2 shades darker than my skin tone from the same Becharm ageless palette. Then I moved on to my brows, and the first thing I'm going to be doing for my brows is to tame the brows using the Browmatic by Dammel brow tamer. Taming the brows helps to direct the hairs in one direction. It also gives you clarity on how the shape of your brows look and how you should draw your brows. Then you make sure you press it down with your finger after applying the brow tamer. To draw my brows, I'll be using the 2 shades of the Karrite gel liner. both the brown and the black. Pencil does not really do it for me because I end up forcing the pencil to show on my skin because I'm dark skinned. But if you are light skinned, you can go ahead to use a pencil. To do this, make sure you take your time, do not rush, and also make sure you trace the shape of your brows. Don't go ahead and draw something else that is different from the shape of your brows. Just follow the hairs that you've tamed. Follow the hairs and you're going to get a nice brows. Do not fill it in with a gel liner all the way to the beginning of the brows. You should use a pencil to fill the beginning of the brows so that it will look as soft as possible. Then I'm going to highlight the brows with the concealer I used earlier. Highlighting the brows just has to do with tracing what you've drawn with a concealer to make it neat. So you need to take your time and do not rush this process. To highlight the brows, do not make use of a concealer that is overly brighter than your skin tone. Gone are the days when we use light concealers or bright concealers to highlight the brows. You do not do that. You need to use a concealer that is at least 2 shades lighter than your skin tone. Sometimes I make use of my foundation to highlight my brows, especially when I'm going for something more subtle. The goal is to achieve a skin-like finish. Then I apply the same concealer on my eyelids. You can also make use of a eyeshadow primer for this, but for beginners I'm going to recommend using a concealer as your base. For eyeshadow, I use the V-Beauty Nude eyeshadow palette and I use this brown shade as my transition color. The number one rule to getting a well blended eyeshadow is not to pack too much product. Make sure you finish using one product before taking another. The second rule is to blend in circles, as you can see me do. Blend in circles and then start blending from the outer corner of the eye. When you take a product, do not just start blending from the inner corner of the eye. Start from the outer corner and then blend your way through to the inner corner of the eye. Then I use the Blossom African Queen palette to apply the shimmery shade on my eyelids. Then I blend the two together and then I smoke out the under eye with the dark shade. Then I use the CPD blush to further enhance the wet blush I did earlier. Then I use the powder to further blend out the blush on my skin. Then the next thing for me is to set everything in place with the Nia Beauty setting spray. This helps to calm all the powder down and also to help the makeup last longer. Now for the lips, I use the Posh and Sassy lip palette. I use the black shade and the brown shade because I wanted the lip liner to have depth. Then I apply the concealer I used earlier on the lips and then blend. Then I apply those 2 shades of pink on the lips. You're the reason I'm going out my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you. Then I'm going to be using the classic lip gloss to gloss the lip. Then I applied my bronzer from Huda Beauty on the cheekbone. All that I crave when you're away, nights are sleepless. Do we need space? This is the finished look and I know I look pretty, but let me know what you think about this look in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe, and also click on the bell button below so that you'll never miss any of my future videos. Thank you, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.